Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Well said by an American Baptist minister and activist, Martin Luther King Jr. Good morning, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, judges, teachers, and my fellow participants. I Have a Dream speech was delivered in 1963 by Martin Luther King Jr., in which he spoke of his dream of a united state that is void of segregation and racism. So here are a few lines of his speech. So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owner will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even a state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of justice and freedom. I have a dream that one day my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, with the words of interposition and nullification. One day, right there in Alabama, the little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with the little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today that every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. This is our hope, and this is the faith that I go back to the south with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty that we are free at last. Thank you.
Good morning, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, judges, teachers, and my dear participants. So I am here to address you with a very inspirational and motivational speech by Priyanka Chopra. She is an author, an actor, and a singer. She was also the winner of Miss World 2000. I am highly inspired by this speech because it says, no matter who you are. So here I begin. I am talking about the core of who you are really inside your values, your flaws, and your beliefs. And once you understand who really that person is, you would have taken the first step in finding your unique self. And that is the best version of who am I really. Most often, we don't allow ourselves the ability to dream beyond our imagination. We don't allow ourselves to think about our future because we are afraid of changes. We are afraid to move away from what is familiar. Either that or sometimes, we are too rigid to let our dreams revolve, loosen up, shake it off a little bit. Change is the only constant in life, and you are never too old or never too experienced to learn something new that you already have as a Brahmastra in your will to be able to achieve your dreams. Let your dreams fly, give them wings, be who you really want to be just by being fearless. Now, opportunities. That's another important part of being fearless. If you have ever arrived enough to explore new opportunities, and there is nothing wrong with being ambitious, the only way to push aside failure is to move ahead, not ignore it, but analyze it and learn from it. You will never truly enjoy success until you have tasted failure. So, take the risk in life, calculate and educate risk. And you have never truly explored the full extent of your possibilities. So, be bold and take the risk in life. And surround yourself with the right people who do not stab you in your back. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, teachers and my dear friends. Today I am going to deliver a very beautiful speech by Oprah Winfrey. I am highly inspired by her. She is an actress, anchor, philanthropist and executive. So let me begin with a simple question. Who you are and what do you want? Being able to answer this question, my answer is, I am God's child. I am that which is born of all that is possible for me. That's who I am. And what do I want? I don't want to be successful in the world. I don't want to make a mark or have a legacy. The answer to this question for me is, I want to fulfill the highest, truest expression of myself as a human being. I want to fulfill the promises that the Creator dreamed when He dreamed the cells that make up me. Now that's who I am and that's what I want. This was a necessary lesson for your life. Another lesson is, you must find a way to serve. Martin Luther King said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great. Because greatness is determined by service. Now we live in a world where everybody wants to be famous and where we admire people for just being famous. But the truth is, all of that fade in time. The real truth is service and significance. Service and significance. So to be whatever your occupation or job or talent or gift is, service and significance. Service and significance equal to success. Now, moving to the next and the most important lesson for your life. It's simple but so hard to do. Always do the right thing. Be excellent. People notice. Think of how you notice. Be excellence. Let excellence be your brand. Everybody talks about building a brand. I never even knew what that was. When you are excellent, you become unforgettable. And when in the end, you are rewarded with peace, knowing that you did the right thing. Thank you.
Good morning to all elders and my dear friends. Today, I choose an excerpt from the speech of Nelson Mandela on the Algonia trial. I choose this particular topic for this declamation today because of the recent events and issues of racial domination, etc. in this world that led to several conflicts which resulted in death of black men several times. I still wonder how the things are still the same globally, while many people have sacrificed their own lives to eradicate this discrimination. And also, Nelson Mandela spent almost 27 years of his precious life behind the bars for the same cause. The complaint of the Africans is not just that they are poor and the whites are rich, but the laws that are made by the whites are designed to preserve this situation. There are two ways to break out of poverty. First one is by formal education, and the second one is by workers acquiring greater skills at their work and thus higher wages. As far as the Africans are concerned, both these avenues of advancement are really curtailed by legislature. Above all, we all want equal political rights because without them, our disabilities will be permanent. I know this sounds revolutionary to the whites because the majority of the voters will be Africans. This makes the white man fear democracy. But we will not allow this fear to stand in the way of the only solution that will guarantee us racial harmony and freedom to all. It is not true that the enfranchisement of all will result in political division. Political division based on color is entirely artificial, and when it disappears, so will the domination of one color group to another. The African National Congress is fighting against racialism from half a century. When it triumphs, will not change their policy. This then is what ANC is fighting against. Their struggle is truly national one. Their struggle is of African people who are inspired by their own sufferings and experiences. Their struggle is for the right to live. As for myself, I have dedicated myself to the struggle of African people. I have fought against white domination and I have also fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a free society where all persons can live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I hope to live for and achieve. And it is an ideal for which, if things need to be, I am prepared to die. Thank you.
None can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. A very good morning to all. Respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, Honorable Judges, worthy teachers and all my dear friends. The above quote is spoken by Mr. Ratan Tata, who is a leading Indian industrialist and philanthropist, for whom country always stands first. I idolize him the most, and that is why I have chosen one of his most inspirational speeches, Make a Difference One in Life. I think most people in their career have moments of disillusionment or sense that they don't know where they are going, and I think those moments of disillusionment hit all of us at any one time. A person that has not to face any difficulties, I think, ends up being a person that's unreal in the world because he doesn't know how to deal with difficulties. You look at the world around you. Where did Microsoft, where did Apple, where did Amazon, where did Google, where did Facebook come from? They came from the ideas that people felt something could be done, where individuals started in garages, where ideas were born and then they could make a difference. You in the years ahead are going to be the leaders of this country and shaping the destiny of this country. In many ways, we have been critical of what has or has not happened to our country. How many times have you heard people say, this can't be done? Do not grow with a view that something can't be done. It's your job to remove those myths and to get things done. You should do what you believe is right.
the right decision, then you should go ahead and take it. And I would hope that you look at being ethical and holding the value systems that you want this country to have. Your whole world is going to be learning and listening. Your success is going to be your humility. If you speak or sit next to a Nobel laureate, he never tells you that he won a Nobel Prize. Other people tell you. Let humility be your best defense. So, as you go out into this world, you need to ask yourself why you are there. Are you there for money, or are you going because you really want to make a difference in the world by what you do? If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Thank you.
Not believe in God until you believe in yourself. Good morning to one and all. Presenting before you the iconic speech which was first delivered by Swami Vivekananda at the World Parliament of Religion, Chicago on 11th September 1893 that stirred the entire world. Sisters and brothers of America, it fills my heart with joy unspeakable in response to the warm and cordial welcome which you have given to us. I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of the monks in the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of religion. And I thank you in the name of the millions and millions of Hindu people of all the classes and sects. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we also accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the refugees of all the religions and all the nations of the earth. The present convention is a declaration to the world of the wonderful doctrine preached in the Gita. Whosoever comes to me in whatsoever form, I reach him. All men are struggling through the paths which in end leads to me. Bigotry and fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, destroyed the civilization, and sent the whole world to despair. I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning on the order of this convention may be the death knell of all the fanaticism between the persons wending their way to the same goals. Thank you.
Good morning, respected Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, judges, teachers and my fellow participants. Today, I, Code number 2, going to declamate one of the greatest speech of 20th century, Tryst with Destiny, that was delivered by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, to the Indian Constituent Assembly in the Parliament on the eve of India's independence towards midnight on 14 August 1947. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially at the stroke of midnight hour. When the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, when the soul of the nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. It is written that at this solemn moment we pledge our dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still larger cause of humanity. We end today a period of ill fortune, and India will discover herself again. The achievements we celebrate today is but the step, an opening of opportunities towards greater triumphs and achievement that await us. that the future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving, so that we might fulfill the pledges we have so often taken, and the one that we shall take today. This is a fateful moment for us and India, for all Asia, and for the world. To the nation and the people of the world, we send greetings and pledge ourselves to cooperate in furthering democracy, freedom, and peace. Unto India, our much loved motherland, the ancient, the eternal, and the ever new, we pay our reverent homage and find ourselves afresh to her service. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Through my education, I just did not develop skills and the ability to learn, but I developed confidence too. A very bright morning to all my dear viewers. This is code number 5, delivering a famous speech by an American author who served as the First Lady from the year 2009 to 2017, Michelle Obama. Who are you gonna be? And if you notice, my question is not what you're going to do, but who are you gonna be? I'm asking you, how do you plan to live each day of your life? How will you respond when you do not get the job you had set your heart on? For all of you who are gonna be teachers, how will you respond when your students just does not respond to any lessons you have taught? For all of you going into business, how will you respond when your boss sets goals for you which seems way too high? See, these are the moments that define us, not the day we get promotion, not the day we win Teacher of the Year, out of the time that forces us to claw, scratch and fight throughout the day. The moment when we get knocked down and wonder whether it's even worth to get up. Those are the moments when we get to ask ourselves, whom am I gonna be? So what we are seeing is that if you're willing to dig deep and deep, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you have fallen down, if you're willing to work and work until your weakness becomes your strength, you develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to any situation you encounter. No matter any job you may have, any crisis you may confront, but you're gonna make a choice. And just let me share one little secret with all of you. Throughout my career, whether as a lawyer, as an administrator at a university, or as a non-profit manager, I have never asked someone I was interviewing in to explain a test score or a grade of any class. Never. I have never hired someone just because someone went to an Ivy League school instead of a state school. Never. What I have looked for is the kind of person you are. Are you a hard worker? Are you open to others' viewpoint? Have you stepped outside of your own self-interest to serve others? Have you found ways to serve our country? Again and again, I want these qualities in my team. And just try to understand, these are the qualities that move our country forward. These are the qualities that you embody. You learn them from the communities you grew up in. And today, more than ever before, the world needs it. Thank you.
A very good morning to everyone present here. Today, I will present a declamation speech on patriotism and nation building. When India respects all the religion with a secular culture, where India showed the world that the change can be achieved by peace and satyagraha. Patriotism is a vibrant and comprehensive meaning in India. Patriotism is nothing but that devotion towards our country. It is not that feeling that we get when we watch India-Pakistan match, but it's the zeal that makes us do work for our country in whatever way we can. It is not to be taught, but inbuilt in us. On the other hand, nation building is an ongoing constructive process involving all the citizens, especially youth, in building a political stability, economic prosperity in a democratic way. How patriotism became the base for nation building. The year 1789 is regarded as the most unforgettable year in the human history because at that time, ideas like equality, liberty, fraternity flourished through the French Revolution. French Revolution not only changed France, but it also revolutionized the whole world with a new concept called patriotism. Sacrifices of Bhagat Singh, Mangal Pandey, Subhash Chandra Bose, and the national movement led by Mahatma Gandhi and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel are the greatest example of India's patriotism. But after 73 years of independence, meaning of patriotism is not just standing in cinemas before the start. After 73 years of independence, meaning of patriotism is not just doing silent prayer for our martyrs. The real meaning of patriotism is paying taxes at time. The real meaning of patriotism is fighting against evils like corruption. Contributing small things for our nation's development is patriotism. But unfortunately, nowadays, this patriotism is facing a lot of threats, and these threats are hurdles for nation building as well. To overcome this and to build a digital economy, our present government has launched several programs such as Make in India, Skill India, Startup India, Digital India, etc. Lack of skill and inadequate employment opportunity are the two major reasons for unemployment. Finally, I would like to say, to build a nation, we have to fight against evils like corruption, illiteracy, poverty, unemployment, terrorism. Nation building is only possible if we stop speaking big things and start doing small things in best way possible we can. Thank you everyone.
Good morning to all. Today I am going to deliver a speech which was first delivered by Malala Yousafzai. She is a Pakistani education advocate who in 2014 became the youngest person in the world to win the Nobel Peace Prize at just the age of 17. Education is one of the blessings of life and one of its necessities. Dear sisters, brothers and dear fellow children, we must work, not wait. Not just the politicians and one leader, we all need to contribute, me, you and we. It's our duty. We realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. We realize the importance of our books and our pens when we see guns. Why is it? Why is it that today in half of the world we see rapid progress and development? However, there are many countries where millions of people still suffer from the very old problem of war, poverty and injustice. Why is it? We still see conflicts where innocent people lose their lives and children become orphans. Why is it? Why is it that giving guns is so easy but giving books is so hard? Why is it that making tanks is so easy but building schools is so hard? Why is it? We live in the modern age. We believe that nothing is impossible in this 21st century. We must be able to give every child the quality education. Some will say that this is impractical or too hard or maybe even impossible. But it is the time the world can speak up. One child, one teacher, one book and one pen can change the entire world. Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are the most powerful weapons in the world.